of the FBI's Washington field office, and I'm here to provide an investigative update on the shooting that occurred this morning. I would like to thank the Alexandria Police Department, U.S. Capitol Police, and medical response teams who responded to the scene this morning for their quick and decisive actions, actually saving lives. I remind you that this is an active investigation and details continue to unfold. I stressed this earlier, and I'm going to underscore it now, that the FBI is not going to talk about the character or nature in which we are investigating this case, other than to say we continue to work this as an active investigation and an ongoing matter. There has been some confusion about the injuries involved. Our statement sent out earlier today, this afternoon actually, identified the number of victims and their injuries. Let me just review that quickly for you. 5 individuals were shot: a congressman, a United States Capitol Police officer, a congressional staffer, a lobbyist, and the subject. An additional 2 individuals, a congressman and a Capitol Police officer, attained secondary injuries at the scene and were transported to local hospitals and treated. As for the subject, and this is the only time that I'll be referring to him by his name, this afternoon we released a statement noting that the subject name was James Hodgkinson, 66 years of age, of Belleville, Illinois. He succumbed to his injuries at the hospital, and the D.C. medical examiner has issued the cause of death as multiple gunshot wounds to the torso. The FBI has issued a seeking information poster identifying the shooter, and it can be found at www.fbi.gov. While the subject is deceased, we continue to actively investigate the shooter's motives, acquaintances, and whereabouts that led to today's incident. We will continue to have presence as we process a scene here in Alexandria, and FBI agents are searching the shooter's home. His residence is Belleville, Illinois. The subject's vehicle was located on scene and has been swept by Alexandria PD and the ATF, and we will be processing with our FBI evidence recovery team as well. Obviously, we are looking to glean what we can from the contents regarding his electrical devices that he owned. Law enforcement has reason to believe that the shooter has been in Alexandria, Virginia area since March of this year. The FBI has issued, again, seeking information poster that is located on our website, asking the public to come forward with information on the shooter. To the local Alexandria community, we believe that the shooter has been living out of his vehicle in the vicinity of East Monroe Street, therefore asking you to report any interactions that you may have had with him. Likewise, the subject traveled from his residence in Illinois, and we are asking and speaking with individuals who know him personally or who may have encountered him on his travels. If you have information, please call the FBI 24-hour tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI and select option 1, or visit tips.fbi.gov. So again, FBI's 24-hour tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI and select option 1, or visit tips.fbi.gov. All tips will remain confidential. No amount of information is too small to report. Law enforcement will remain on scene until processing of the scene has been completed. We ask that the local community for your patience and your cooperation as we complete this task. Further updates will be shared via written statements unless law enforcement collectively stand behind me advises otherwise. I'll open it up for a few questions in just a second, but I want to turn it over to Chief Brown from Alexandria PD for a couple comments.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike Brown, B-R-O-W-N, Chief of the Alexandria Police Department. I just wanted to get back and give a status as to what we're doing in this community to try and reassure the community in terms of the safety and the security of our residents. Right now we are canvassing the immediate area out here, doing door-to-door with our colleagues from the Sheriff's Department and the Fire Department, so that we can reassure people in the community that we believe this incident today is over, although the investigation will continue in this area for a while. We are also working with some of our other departments in the city, for example, with the Department of Community and Health Services, to make services that are generally available for these kinds of situations available to our community over the next couple of days. We care very much about our residents and the people that come to visit us in this city, and we're doing everything we can to reassure them that this is a safe community and that your government and your public safety personnel care deeply about it. That said, you'll see a lot of law enforcement and fire personnel working this area trying to reassure them of such. So I thank you for that, and as a part of the department, we will continue to work with the FBI and as they move forward on their investigation. Thank you very much.
Special Agent Slater, did he have a vendetta against Republicans?
I have no comment on that.
Do you know whose shots brought him down?
It was a multiple local law enforcement response, so I do not know at this time.
Was it both the Capitol Police and the Alexandria who responded and shot him?
I'm not going to comment on exactly who it was. It was multiple local agencies.
Can you talk about your release? Talking about the weapons. Can you give us a little idea of what you're trying to run down on the weapons?
The only comment I'll make about weapons is one handgun and one rifle.
And what are you trying to learn about those?
Where they came from, who bought them, how he acquired them, all the logical investigative leads.
St. Clair County officers interacted with him in March in Illinois. Was it shortly after that he came here? Because you say he's been here since March.
We believe he has been here since March, so I'm not going to comment on the specifics of that. Ma'am?
Was the Capitol Police officer shot in the original round of gunfire or when the exchange of gunfire?
I'm not exactly sure on that, ma'am. Don't have a comment on that.
Is there anything about
Sir?
his location, for people who may have seen him, is there anything that you can say about what he was doing in these couple of months that may help jog people's recollection of where they may have seen him, what he's been doing?
No, that's what we're really asking the public to help us with, because we're just not sure at this time.
Have you spoken to his wife?
I'm not going to comment on that. It's part of the active investigation.
What contact or any kind of, was he on the radar of law enforcement before? Not just here, but in Illinois?
So I'm not going to comment on that either. So really, we're exploring all angles, and we're not going to be limited by, we'll let the facts take us where it goes.
Witnesses say he was handcuffed. Was he still speaking and conscious when he was taken away?
I can't comment on that. I'm not sure. Ma'am.
Did he stop anywhere between Illinois and here that you know of?
That I'm not aware of. No, ma'am.
Do we know if he was working in the area?
It appears that he was not working.
Can you tell us the conditions of the victims?
I'm not going to comment on the victims. What I have about the victims is what I've already provided.
Which other congressional members?
Do we know?
Identities of everyone else.
I believe... Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'll get back with you on that. We'll put it in the next... Sir?
He's been staying in his vehicle. Can you describe the vehicle and is it from Illinois? Do you have Illinois plates? Can you give us anything on it?
So the only comment I'll make is a white cargo van.
Can the Capitol Police talk to us about their officers and particularly those who were injured and returned fire?
Hello, Deputy Chief Fred Rogers for U.S. Capitol Police, representing Chief Matt Federosa. We did put a statement out today, and the Chief wants to commend Special Agent Crystal Griner, David Bailey, and Henry Cabrera for their heroic and appropriate response to protecting members of Congress today. He's grateful for Special Agent Griner, who is in good condition at the hospital, having been shot in the ankle. And Special Agent Bailey was treated and released, having sustained a minor injury during the incident. United States Capitol Police is dedicated to the mission of protecting the United States Capitol, members of Congress, and staff, and the visiting public. And today we saw how our officers' extensive training was put into action. We also like to thank our partner agencies, the FBI, ATF, U.S. Park Police, Virginia State Police, and especially the Alexandria Police for their work in helping us to respond and mitigate this incident. We continue to provide a robust and visible presence at the Capitol complex and to monitor national and world events to provide a level of security that's appropriate for the U.S. Congress.
Can you describe Officer Griner's response after being shot and continuing to work to get the suspect?
That's part of the ongoing investigation, and I won't comment on it.
Just for people who don't understand the mission of the Capitol Police, the agents who were with Congressman Scalise, give us a sense, is that a protective detail? What's their mission? Are they always with protectees? How does that work?
Their particular assignment today was to protect the congressman.
Chief Brown, was he the only one that had protective detail? Was he the only one that had protective detail today?
Today's date, we had Capitol Police officers assigned to monitor this event.
Chief Brown, there's video and there's audio recordings of the gunfire and the gun battle, and it would appear to have been ferocious. By a layman's count, dozens and dozens of shots fired, and people screaming, "Get down!" Can you describe what your officers and what the Capitol officers were facing when they came in?
I won't go into the specifics of the investigation, but I've heard the video and I've talked to some of my officers at least, and or some of them, and quite frankly, it was not only chaotic, but it was a combat situation, and that's something that law enforcement is trained to do. Our officers are trained to do. I'm very proud of the officers at APD and the officers from the Capitol Police who stood their ground and did their job. More will come out of this when the facts are known and the investigation is complete. But I couldn't be more proud of the Alexandria police officers.
They were up against somebody with a semi-automatic weapon, and they were returning fire, engaging to begin with anyway, with handguns?
As I mentioned earlier, they did engage in a firefight. I won't get into the details of that because that is also part of the investigation. We, like every other agency, rely on doing a shooting investigation anytime we have a discharge of weapons, and we are doing that right now, and to get ahead of that would be not fair for the officers and not fair for the agency. We'll deal in the facts when they can become apparent. But our officers are doing fine. We're taking good care of them. We're very concerned about them. I'm personally concerned about them. But they did a great job today, and I'm very proud of them.
Were your officers already on the scene before the shooting, or was it when they responded to the 911 call, then for the game?
We received a call of shots fired, as I mentioned this morning, at 7:09 in the morning. Within 3 minutes, we had all 3 units here. Some of the units were here earlier, and they were engaged upon their arrival. Chief, and I won't go into any greater detail than that because of the investigation.
Chief, had your officers had any encounters with Mr. Hodgkinson in the months that he has been here till today?
I can't speak to that right now because that's part of the investigation, and I don't want to get ahead of the investigation. The FBI has the lead. We're working with the FBI, and at some point in time, we'll be able to give you that information when it's available. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure of that. We'll have to get back to you on that one.
Sir, is there any indication he had discussed this with anyone else, or that anyone else was involved in this in any way?
No, that's part of the investigation, so I'm not going to comment on that.
Do you have anyone else in custody?
We have nobody else in custody.
Clarification on the gun, sir. Does he have both of those guns on him, or was one?
I'm not going to comment about the guns, other than one handgun and one rifle.
Attributed to him?
Potentially.
Did he have the handgun on him, or was it in a car?
I'm not going to comment on the guns.
Special Agent, the entire conversation about this shooting today has centered around how it could be prevented. Some people have said if you had more Capitol Police protecting congressmen, it could be protected. If liberals talk differently about President Trump, it could be prevented. Do you expect your investigation will give us any answers to that question that everybody's asking?
No, I just ask that you let us run the investigation, and we'll let the facts lie where they may.
What can we expect out of the investigation? We know that you all have concluded that he was the shooter. What else can the FBI? What else will the final report provide to us? What do you hope to answer?
So we hope to answer motive and why he was here and why he did what he did.
Can we get a comment on the increasing number of death threats that congressional members are facing since the shooting? A lot of them have been coming out saying they're receiving a lot of death threats.
I have no information about that. We'll ask the Capitol Police. No information on that at the moment.
How will we handle that?
I have no comment on it.
Is there any reason, why do you think he chose this game? Is there any information you have for why the game?
What do you mean?
Why did he choose today? Why did he choose
Oh, I have no indication of why. Why today at all. No, sir.
Or this
Or this place.
Nationals Park tomorrow.
I can't speak to the security at the national park, sir.
Might this be a question of opportunity? He was living basically on the street. The politicians came to him, essentially. And might it simply be that this was an opportunity where his previously expressed anger on social media lashed out?
Well, we'll figure that out as the investigation unfolds.
Okay, just one more question.
Do you have any indication at all that he knew that this practice was going on here, or whether this was a random person?
We have no indication that he knew this was going on. No, sir.
And you're not actively seeking any other suspects in this?
No, we're asking for the community's help, and we'll run it out where it leads, where it goes.
But as of now, you're not asking the community, hey, be on the lookout for anybody else. You're not searching for anybody else.
Not at the moment, but we don't know where this will lead. Okay?
Thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.